am Rita Garcia and I'm a blower and makeup artist here at Blow Hollywood. And the purpose of this video is to submit this application for this new position as a regional makeup educator. And I'm so excited about this video because since I have a lot to bring to the table, I decided to divide this video in 3 parts and name this video On Your Mark, Get Set, and Blow. Continue watching. On your mark, get set, blow. The beauty industry could be very challenging, a very individual challenge, but at Blow, we believe in unity. And that's why this part, I want to call it On Your Mark. And why on your mark? Because this is a new beginning to fix and modify a makeup department, and I want to start with a beginning. And when it starts to a beginning, you want to start with a great image. You want to have a great image, looking professional. Not only that, you also want to have a great personal hygiene, and also you want to have a great preparation. And with the beginning, you have to prepare yourself, prepare your stations, make sure you have everything, make sure you keep up with the business. When you come to a setup, you have to have a great beginning with a setup, with a great presentation when it comes to serve your client. Also, the knowledge, you have to continue studying and being in the avant-garde and trying to find out what is new in the industry, what techniques are coming in new, and we have to know more about skin, about the products, also about the menu, these signature looks, how to make our life easier. And this is the purpose of this menu, this makeup menu for us. So in the beginning, we should have a clear mind, a great environment. We need to have a professionalism. We need to understand that on this department and any department, when it comes to makeup and hair, when it comes to Blow, we have to understand that everybody, the minute they walk in the door, they have to come in with a business mode. You know, they have to come in the business ready to make business and do business and working the right way and looking apart and having a great presentation. That's a great beginning. That's how you're going to rearrange and repolished this department, because sometimes we're not in order. Sometimes we don't keep up with the clientele, with the hygiene, with the image, and all of this that is happening in the makeup industry. And we need to start with a great beginning. Also, I would like to add to this part, synchronizing the corporate with the makeup department. I understand sometimes it's kind of difficult when it comes to makeup, booking makeup, and it's a less clientele than doing their hair, but there's a lot of strategies, a lot of things that we could bring up as a business, like rebooking and having a better consultation. When a client comes in and calls in for an appointment for makeup, we should figure it out, the add-ons right away. We should figure it out if there's more people going to the event. If it's a bridal party, we should invite not only for a consultation, but we should invite bridesmaids. We should also give the opportunity to have our staff to go to the wedding and have this bridal party on their convenience, of their comfortable situation when it comes to bridals. And all of that said, when it comes to the sale, we need to make sure that our family members and everybody is getting their makeup done. We also have to start selling the hair. When there's hair, there's makeup. We need to offer it from the beginning. Once we have that sale on the phone, we need to make sure that we're offering the right services, the right add-on, to make sure that these clients are going to come in. Another advice that I really recommend is to share the menu. If a client is getting doing an appointment as a makeup service, why we don't send them an email with the menu for they could get an idea of the makeup looks that we offer. And also we need to have make statements if we want lashes and everything, because that way the makeup artist is already aware of what's happening. And there's a lot of things that could happen behind the scenes, and we want to make sure that everything behind the scenes stays behind the scene confidential. We can never share drama or situations in front of the client. We're not supposed to wait for the client to arrive to the salon to deal with situations. We from the get-go, we should start fixing and doing right appointments, informing the makeup artist that's going to do the service. Also, another thing that I do is usually I Google the person's name to have a look or to have an idea who is the person, what she looks like, what is basically her look and her social media, to get more an idea of what is the look. But by synchronizing the corporate with the makeup department, is have to be on hand when it comes to booking, when it comes to offering service. Another thing I really into promoting makeup services and hair services with production photo shoots and other events that we could incorporate and create more traffic, more clientele, and more production when it comes to execute makeup and hair at Blow. The rebooking is a very important. Before the client leave, you need to make sure that the client is satisfied. Also, another thing that you could also do is just take pictures and share their, you want them to tag you. The social media is trending, so you should go for that too. But also, when your client is about to check out, the Blow bosses need to coordinate also with the makeup artist and how they sell the service. You need to make sure that you could offer a pre-booking. You could give a business card. If you're promoting something, this is the moment to make sure that this client is completely satisfied and is going to come back, because you're making sure this money is in by rebooking a client. So then it's the consultation. When it comes to a consultation for a makeup artist, it's about customer service, and I want to flip this customer service, and it's about serving a customer. We need to make sure that the minute this client comes in, we need to get them comfortable. We need to greet them. We need to smile and receive this client with a great smile. We need to accommodate this client. We need to get her comfortable. If she's where she could put her purse, get her on a moment that you're serving this client, because not only you're going to give her a service, you're also going to give her a customer service. You want to pamper this client, because this client is here for a reason. So not only is going to come for the makeup look, but she also wants to have the experience. We want them to have an experience, because that's going to make the client feel at home, and then she's going to come back for more. And we need to make this client very comfortable. We need to also have understanding when it comes to like matching the skin and the color tones and the underlying pigments. And we need to observe the client's eye, her hair, and everything, because this is very valuable when it comes to the consultation, to matching her skin to the perfect color match, to the makeup look. Another thing very important is to listen carefully what the client wants, what the client needs, and what the client is looking for on her makeup service. One thing that I do is I usually repeat after, when she's finishing explaining what she really wants, and if she show me at the menu, I repeat myself, and I make sure that I add on something that makes her more comfortable. I would say, for an example, I will totally do your look, but throughout the execution, I'll take a break and I'll let you know and I'll show you, but you could confirm me that we're going on the same direction. And with that, the client will feel more secure. Having an affinity and having the affinity with the client, that's what's gonna make the client have an experience and make you more as a professional because it makes you feel like you're more ready and prepared for this business. Another thing very important, you need to sell from the chair when you have a client there and she's getting her makeup and she's not getting her hair, for an example. You need to offer a hair service the same way when they doing hair and the client is going to an event. Why not offering her makeup service or just lashes or something? Selling from the chair is very important because sometimes clients come out with a vision, but then maybe you add on lashes and maybe you add other services that incorporate, it increases the production as a makeup artist. Plus, it makes you look like you know what you're doing and do it come out as a confident when the client knows that you know what you're doing and what's better for her as your point of view as a professional. So this is basically a way to, on your mark, to begin to synchronize the business and make it understandable as a makeup department, and also the consultation. This should be a great beginning because when we ready mentally and physically, and when the business is coordinated within, and when we know how to connect with the client, that's when the execution it comes successful, and that's when you start recreating a base clientele of client that will request you, and you build your clientele record. And that's what we really want, because even though Blow is a salon, it's a dry bar that people come and go, but we want to have retention because these people are the ones that are keeping our numbers coming in, and these are the ones that we're going to use later to create more traffic, using them, bringing more clients in. Get set. And if you don't get set, you won't see success. Us as a makeup artist, we usually tend to take bad habits, and sometimes we execute makeup the same pattern over and over. That's why on Blow, we're coming with new strategy and techniques to improve our skills as a makeup artist and make our life easier. Now I'll introduce you my model. She is Veronica Ruiz, and she is going to be our model on this demonstration. And on first part of this demonstration, we're going to be having a color match with her foundation, concealer, and powder. So before we start color matching her skin with foundation, concealer, and powder, I want you to know that Veronica is already primed and moisturized. We use two different primers from the collection of Glow Skin Beauty. We use the mattifier and the pores to even out her pores, and she is ready for this demonstration. So when it comes to color match, I literally, on the consultation, to discover her tone and her pigment, I usually stand back and start observing while I'm in consultation to figure out her tones and her level and her underlying pigments and all of that stuff. I usually take like a palette with concealers, and I get the option, I'll step back and start to match from far away what color will match more her skin. And I make sure that if this client has a tan, I will even out her tan with her skin if that's what the client really wants. That's actually what I really do when it comes to matching the skin. Also, option that I will totally do is do a patch test on her jawline to make sure that is the color choice and the right color match for her. To start with the foundation, and in this case, I want to showcase this BDMV. It's a foundation. It's an airbrush consistency. I know it's not from Glow Skin Beauty, but I really recommend as a good product. It's an airbrush finish. It's a very light sheer with a good finish and a matte finish as well. And the good thing about this that we save a lot of product, because with a flat brush like this and shaking very well this foundation, I'll spray basically three stops, and start applying this foundation on tap motions. And this is what we're gonna start doing, is giving her coverage This is a foundation brush. The trick with a foundation is that we don't want to start changing her skin complexion or nothing, because then she's going to look like it's not her. And we want to keep the client looking natural, fresh, and not overdoing the client, unless that's what the client really wants. What if that's her choice, to have a over dewy look? But we want to keep it safe. It's better to add on than take away. We want to continue with the concealer, and I'm using dual brush camouflage from Glow Skin Beauty. And I take a sponge and blend this. We're just trying to have a perfect skin. And with the same concealer, I'm going to take the imperfections, any redness, any bump, any comedone, anything that you want to camouflage. This is the moment to use this concealer properly. When it comes to concealer, applying and working that area, and then working the other area little by little build up, because concealer could dry and it could be hard to blend. And we want to start, blending immediately to avoid any cakiness later on when it comes to set the face. Looking good. Do the other side. The thing about concealer, that you could still work with the concealer. You could add more shades if you think that shade was a little lower than her actual shade, or was like more matching and you want more light under the eye. You could go for it. I just want to have her more as a settled look, because we're about to hit a natural look that is a daydreamer, and I want to have more as a settle. Later on, when I will change the look, I'll bump more the face to have her more as a finished look. I'm going to use from Glow Skin Beauty a translucent powder, setting powder. And I'm going to take a brush and work it around. The good thing about the translucent powder, and I use it a lot, is that you could use it on any skin tone. Literally, if you know how to play with the product, you could use it on any skin tone. And what I do after this is that I will give detail later under the eye with the same powder to enhance and set that area. And I take one of these sponges and put this loose powder here. Now that Veronica is already ready, set with her base, her foundation, concealer, powder, her setting powder, and everything, we're going to achieve from the menu, the makeup menu from Glow, the Daydreamer look. So this is a simple look. You shouldn't take so much time to do this look. And basically, because she's already set, we're going to start on her eyes quickly and picking a color from this Glow Skin Beauty palette that we have different shades on this palette, we're going to get a peachy effect on this look because we already had a consultation. We already figured it out with the customer on the beginning. We already know what we're gonna do. So we already took a peachy tone, prime the eye, and on this, I'm gonna prime the eye with a little bit of concealer. You could prime the eye with the eye shadow primer from Glow Skin Beauty. You could prime your eyes with concealer. You could prime your eyes with a little bit of foundation. And just once you have it primed and set it, is to create more as a base. So your shadows will last longer and your shadows will look more bright. And I usually do this when I have a client with their eyes closed. I usually put my finger first on her area that I'm going to be working on her face. I'll put my hand first, and then I'll put I start dabbing. This is letting her know that I'm switching or just working on that area. When I switch to the other one, I'll take this area, hold her there. So she has already, once I start doing it a few times, she'll get the memo and she'll follow what I'm trying to do. She'll feel more confident, more secure, because just going to tap her eyes without her knowing, basically, she could just jump back, feel type of way, you know, and I think it's very a professional way to execute your makeup look. We're gonna set that with the same translucent powder, and I'm using a powder brush. And this look is going to be super easy. We have a blending brush from a private brand, and we're just gonna bump into a peach tone. We're gonna go to this outer corner of the eye. We're gonna do circular motions inside, and then when we do a few times that circular motions, we wanna swipe and swipe and swipe and swipe. Start swiping to start blending that eye on that crease and let it go. We're gonna take the other side. We're gonna start doing the same thing. We're gonna do circular motions on that corner, and then we're gonna start blending, doing swipe, 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 and then you let it go. Once you have those two, you wanna step back, check if you have a balance or it's even, if it needs more color or not. Sometimes I'll dab again, and I'll do the repetition over again to create and give more pigment to the eye with the shadow. And I do the same thing on the other side. Basically the same thing. And just with that, and taking a shimmer tone, and in this case, I'm going to use my ring finger. I'm going to take her in a shimmer tone, and I'm basically going to tap the eyelid with this finger. And that should be your look, because you're gonna go into the inner corner and spread it and tap it. And that should be a look, the daydreamer look. You don't want to take so much time. This is a simple look to look fresh. You don't want to be overdoing. Maybe this is a daytime look that your client wants to achieve. Open your eyes. Once you open your eyes, you start seeing the bow, how it's looking. Then another trick, I'll go back to the brush, take the tone again, and go again to the corner. This is gonna make that shimmer blend a little with that color and get a more blending effect to avoid line of demarcation. When it comes to shadow, it's very important. Avoiding line of demarcation on the eyes. You want to blend the most. And that should be your eye look with a brush, powder brush. I take a tone similar to that, and I use it as a blush. And usually I'll do the apple, smile for me a little, and I'll do the apple. To use a peach lipstick lip gloss, I'm gonna use it on my hands. Remember, my hands are already sanitized. We have to make sure, like, if we're doing a client and we finish doing hair, if we're doing hair and makeup, we should take a break and wash our hands, sanitize, disinfect our hands before we start dealing with the client on their face. And we were just gonna start with this peachy look like that. Remember, I'm just doing basically what the book is telling me to do. And because the menu, what Blow menu is, it's more like a guideline, like a startup. It's to give you an idea for an execution. And that's why they created this amazing menu, to give you like a guideline, especially if the client do not know what to get or what's better for her. When you get to your consultation, it's good to use the book for that technique. And that's a look already. So from this startup, I could add contour, I could add highlighter, I could add her mascara, I could add her liner, I could add her lip gloss, I could add a finishing spray, I could do more her eyebrows. You know, it's a build-up because the menu is giving you a guideline. So when you do your consultation, you want to figure it out how your client likes her eyebrows, if she's really into shimmer or not, if she's really into powdering her lips or not. And you have to find out what is her final look and that she really wants to achieve this look. Moving on to the final and third look. We're going to transition from a daydreamer look to a city night socialite. And on this case, we're going to be using more plum colors, more warm tones, and adding more pigment to the model today. So I want to make a pause on this particular look, especially when it comes to smokies and strong eyes and having a look, very powerful eyes. Me as a makeup artist, having experience in the media industry, I think it's very important on looks like this to avoid any situation and have a better perfect skin. I really recommend doing eyes first. The reason of this, doing eyes first, is give you a chance to have a perfect, more clean skin. Once you do foundation and powder and everything, and you start adding on, and there's going to be fall off of that brush with that shadow. So that could really fall on top of your eyes, could create a little mess. Then you're gonna start cleaning that. I think these looks really require a strategy to start first with eyes and then build the face, adding the primer and everything after doing the eyes. But in this case, because we're going to build from Dreamer to City Night Socialite, we're going to just bake the under eyes with loose powder translucent, and we're just gonna start doing the upgrade of the makeup look. I'm gonna put loose powder underneath. In this case, I put the powder usually to frame and mark the eye where I want the shadow to end. And this is the moment when I use baking, this is the moment that when someone have their eye drop down or their eyes are elongated and you want to lift, this is the moment to create a mold where you want that shadow to hit. Because the magic of makeup is to enhance what we got and minimize what we don't want, you know? So this is a great way to build this look from a daydreamer to an evening or more formal look. So I like to bake that. And because later we're going to be contouring and doing all of that, I'll do more loose powder around the face, but now let's just concentrate on the eye. To take a fluffy blending brush, and we're just gonna hit a dark plum color. And with this, I'm just gonna, the same thing that I did, I'm going to go to that corner,
But this time I'm going to start blending in the lid, not on the crease. We want to stay on the lid because the color that I used peach before, it's going to become my transition color. So we're going to take more color, go to the end, to the out corner. We do circular motions, but we're going to blend it in on top of the lid, to the lid. Where that peach and gold was connecting, we're gonna blend it there and move it to towards the halfway of the lid, and that should start improving the eye already. Look at that. Okay, gonna do the other side. The same thing. Eye is more like earthy tones and that type of tones. So we're gonna go again to this eye and repeat. And this time we want to hold the brush a little lower like that, not straight to the face, but going down. And we want to use those little hair and hit that top lower crease to have a more transition blending there. We're gonna do the same thing on the other side. Another thing that I want to point out, the closer your hand is to the bristles of the brush, the more pigment you apply to the skin, the further out your hand is from the brush, the least product you'll put. So it's great for blending, having space from the bristles to your hand. I usually dab on that plum and dab on a darker color, a little outer to that corner, and do the same thing to the other eye. I take out the excess on my hand and I go in and try to blend that. This time I'm going to use a more pink shimmer for her inner corner, her waterline in the corner. So basically the eyes are done. What I would do in that situation is just jump into brows real quick. While she has her eyes closed, I will maybe throw a liner and do her lashes while I do her brows, or do her brow too. When it comes to a makeup artist, everybody has their own way to achieve a look, their own technique, but we trying to make strategy or a technique that will be easier everybody to manage and do it the same way. I use a angle brush and I take a darker shade with that plum and a little bit of black. I may open her eye and I go lower corner almost halfway and start smoking the bottom, and I do the same thing on the other side. Lashes is gonna be very important. It's gonna give her a great look. And basically with the lashes, we wanna check if what type of lashes the client likes. Also, we wanna, before trying to bond in the lashes, you wanna make sure the measurement is the right measurement. If you need to trim it and cut it on the inner side or the outer side, all depends the effect that you want to create with the lash. And then you want to bond it in your way, the easier way. I think each stylist makeup artist has their own way to put lashes. When it comes to applying bond to the lash, we want to make sure that we're literally at the edge on the track of the lash to avoid bonding the hair. You really want to put the lashes on the lid, closer to the lashes, not on top of the lashes. And I like to use my hands Sometimes I use a tweezer, sometimes I don't. Push it, lift your face a little. And I usually start from the outer side corner, and I literally let it glide. It falls into that, and then I put the pressure and make it stick right there on that line. And then we try. I hope Blow comes out with a fan like this too, with the makeup department. That would be cute. So we're doing the same thing on the next eye. We got the lashes, the eyes are done, and I'm going to start to contour her face. On this part, I'm using the Anastasia contour palette. I'm taking a contour small brush, and I'm just going to contour her face more as a bone structure. And I usually do, like, we'll see the bone, but sometimes you can't bone, and you have to create the shape. So you have to have more a visual of a profile and what is best for the customer. And because the contour, this is the moment that you want to emphasize and minimize and create and blend and create a new shape of face. So we're giving her a little bit evening. So we're going a little strong on the contour. And I'm basically taking 2 tones and I'm just going little circular motions. I like to create like a small shape, rounding a little bit to create that bone cheek, you know. And here, the jawline, I like to lift a little bit. And if we look sideways, I try to blend and create that bone structure more defined. And sometimes I cut her back here to create that perfect shape of face. And then I blend it down that contour and create that blending effect to avoid the seamless of the contour. And that's very important to blend. Here, some clients know, some clients don't, but this is what it takes. And this is the magic of makeup, because once you start blending all of this, it comes alive and the client will feel better, more confident, and I'm pretty sure she will come back again. And now I want to like blend this loose powder, so you can start checking out how she is coming out with this makeup look. And because her eyes are a little dramatic, I like to keep the lips a little more under a control tone. To her cheeks. And then we want to use mascara. We always use disposable when it comes to mascara, spatula, lips applicator, and we try to be the most sanitized possible and take it the best precautions when it comes to execution. And we do not double dip mascara. So if we dip once to take mascara, we apply mascara. If we need more, we toss this, we take a new one, and we reapply. And then I'll apply mascara, and I'll be back. Well guys, this is my final look with Veronica. This is the City 9 Social Light look, makeup look, from Daydreamer to this look. We're gonna have a close-up now. And this is the after of the look. We want to create a close-up so you can see the dimensions.
So that was the makeup look. I hope you like it. And the last part of this video is blow. So it was on your mark, get set, and blow. And before I start talking about blow, I want to talk about me a little bit. So been in the industry over 2 decades, and I've been in the salon Blow Hollywood for over a year. It's going to be a year and a half now, and I'm so excited and I'm grateful to be here. It's been a long journey for me in the beauty industry. I started on an early age. At the 14 years old, I was already working a beauty salon as an assistant, and I've been in a long journey. At that age, I was doing already Swiss 16 and wedding hair and makeup, and I always was rejected and refused about the simple fact of being a stylist and a makeup artist as a career. And I tried other things, but always rely on this beauty industry because this is my safe place. This is how I feel comfortable doing with. This is how I feel myself involved and valuable doing beauty. And throughout my journey, I was in the beauty school. I worked in a beauty salon at an early age, like I mentioned before. I was manager for Regis Corporate for the division of Master Cuts, and I almost got to be a supervisor on a regional supervisor in Puerto Rico, but I missed it because my father had Parkinson and he couldn't inform me. He informed me a week later of the interview, and I missed that interview. I also got a chance to be a cosmetology instructor in Maya West Mall. I'm bilingual. I speak Spanish and English. I've been in the media. I worked for Fox News, The Blaze. I done photo shoots. I done red carpets event. I done pageants, and I done so many things in the beauty industry that I love. I love this, and I have a passion for the beauty industry. And these experiences have teach me and show me, a lot of obstacles valuable to be able to share. And these things make me what I'm today because I could be able to answer any question when it comes to the beauty industry. I feel very confident when it comes to do hair, makeup, and all of that. I'm very confident having a consultation. I'm very confident when it comes to teach someone else, and I like to have a great positive teamwork energy. I'm very motivating, and I like to motivate others to become the best of them. I think when it comes to competition, our competition is ourselves individually. I never felt competing against someone else. My competition is between me to get better myself ever, day by day. And that's what I preach and I live for. I am beauty, so everything that I do is related to it. That's why I work at Blow. Working at Blow has been an experience, an amazing experience. And I have to say that I'm very grateful and honored to have a job at Blow. How I got to Blow, I came from the East Coast and I was running away from the cold weather. And when I got here, because of my resume and everything, I had a lot of openings for interview. But when I started visiting places for interview, there were a lot of doors closed. A lot of them. I was very surprised by the rejection that I felt just because of my image, just because who I am. And when I bumped into Blow, Blow opened the doors freely to me because not only they were they knew that I had the potential to work, but they saw in me and they gave me the opportunity to work for Blow. I am so honored because Blow has been a learning experience for me, being in the industry for a long time and understanding the beauty industry. And when you come from other salons to a corporate like this, it's totally different. I like the simple fact that everything is simplicity. The only factor that I couldn't understand is that
The pay is by hour, and usually stylists and makeup artists, we do freelance, we do commissions, and we do other salaries. And that was the only part that I was not agreeing with the corporate. But I understand how to beat the system. I believe that the faster you do a customer, the more money you get. Why? Because maybe you get paid in an hour, but if you end up doing 2 3 clients and they end up giving you 10 20 $20, you end up maybe doing an hour $50 an hour, $60 an hour, $70 an hour. All depends how you work, how clean you are with your work, and how your professionalism is with your work. That's how I believe that that's the only way to beat the system. When you start doing clientele back to back and understanding that sometimes makeup art could become so extend, but we need to make the shortest time. I had done makeup in my life for 10 or 15 minutes, and I done makeup for an hour and a half. All depends the situation. When you work for media, you need to get things done and perfectly. There can't be no mistakes. So I believe Glow, it has a little bit of everything together, and but when it comes to that, it's very beneficial to a stylist to improve. This was a great idea of Glow. I like the concept. I like the color. I like the the I like the spice, the juicy in it. I'm really into this position. I'm so interested to be part of this corporate, not only because I like what I do, it's because I have a passion for teaching and also what I do in this business. I'm hoping that this company, I fit up upon their standards, and I will fit no matter what the consequences or who I am. I hope they don't underestimate me for who I am, and they value me for what I could bring on top of the table to make a better place. I'm interested in making more business. I'm totally into being part of a very successful corporate that came to make a statement, not to end up. I want to be part of the billionaire successful company as Blow. Well, I hope I be value, and I hope you had enjoyed this video on a short time. I wish I had more time. I wish I had people to help me out to do this video. I wish I had more time to be more prepared for this video. Also, I wish the Glow Hollywood had the entire line of Glow Skin Beauty, and they did not. So that's why I couldn't use a lot of their products. But I'm also grateful that I got certified with them. I know the brand, and at the end of the day, it's about execution, technique, and when we pull all together, then we could sell retail and everything, ensure more to sell retail from the chair to the client, and that helps a lot. I hope you like this video, and I hope you like this video. This was Rita Garcia, your new regional makeup educator. See you soon.